Hello, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we are going to be talking about the SOG Powerplay, and this is one of those sort of forgotten multi-tools that SOG has or had. This, from what I can determine, came out somewhere around 2016, and there was also a model with scissors called the Power Grab. So some of you perhaps have the Powerplay, so we'll go over a couple of its features and do some comparisons. So first of all, we notice that again, SOG just does a great job with their pliers. I love pretty much every SOG's pliers. I don't know if I really haven't had any issues with their pliers yet. So that's one thing, one area where they seem to do exceptionally well. So this is going to be one of their designs where on the back side of their pliers, you'll notice they have something very similar to what they have in the current Power Access, which is the bit. And so you can put a full-size 1/4-inch bit driver in here, and then you go ahead and you have got a screwdriver that can accept any 1/4-inch bit. So I like SOG's larger multi-tools with this bit driver. Now the Reactor and the Flash MT are a little bit more difficult to use with their bits, but these larger multi-tools from SOG, definitely the bit driver I think is a huge plus. Now I will have to say that the SOG Powerplay right off the bat is a little bit bulky, so if you are going for something a lot sleeker and that will be a little bit easier in the hand to turn, especially the screwdriver function, I feel like the SOG Access does have the upper hand. But the Powerplay does have a couple extra features. So we've looked at the pliers, we've got the wire cutters. Let's go ahead and cut a little bit of this. Let's see if I can get this lined up on camera. And there we go. And it does a pretty good job there. All right, and then one of the different things about both the Powerplay and the Power Grab that I've noticed is that you have a couple tools that are outside and then a couple tools that are inside. So that's a little different. But anyway, we have the knife. So we'll go ahead and we'll grab some paracord. And this is a used model, so I can't really accurately as much test it out, but it does seem to cut through pretty well. So there's your knife. And then you do have this locking mechanism where you push up and then the blade is disengaged and it is unlocked. So then we also do have the can opener and we have the micro screwdriver. And both of these are going to be fairly similar to the Power Lock in that you've got this Phillips in the middle and then it's sort of whittled down so that the can opener and then on the other side there's this little straight screwdriver can pass by. And that is fine until you bend the can opener. And that's what happened in one of my Power Locks. And then essentially it got stuck on this tool and then it was hard to open it. But as long as the tools operate fine, then that's not really an issue. And then you do have your serrated knife. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the Phillips screwdriver. Now, one of the things that is sort of nice is that it goes so it's a little bit more in the center of your multi-tool. And there we go. And this really fits in nice. Got a nice solid fit there. And so far I'm not having any issues with the lock. The lock seems to be operating like it should. And even all the way down where it's more difficult, it works really good. So no issues there. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the inside tools. And on the inside tools, let's see. They do have these tabs. And we have the file, or the saw rather, which is here. And I'm not sure. Oh yes, so we have the knife and the serrated knife on this side. So on this side, the two long tools are going to be the file and the saw. So both of these have the notches there at the end. And with the saw, we have got the teeth, and it sort of looks all right. I was trying to, that's the profile on the saw right there. So. All right, and then we have got the awl as well. We've got the, I believe, Now this is a three-sided file, so we've got the three-sided file as well. And then we do have the all. Now for some, they will be frustrated there is no eyelet in there. And then let's go ahead and check out the two remaining tools. We have the thicker, or the wider rather, I should say, screwdriver, and then the eyeglass screwdriver as well. These always make me a little nervous. They're so thin. I'm sure you've got to be careful with that because I think even in some of the older Leatherman waves, they had issues with some of these thinner screwdrivers breaking, from what I remember. Then you go ahead, lift up on the lock, and then it goes back. So that is the SOG Powerplay. And on both these sides, well, actually it's just this one side. We've got this great little SOG advertisement there. And then, of course, what I always forget to mention is there is the ruler and there is a metrics. They usually always add that in there. Now, one of the interesting things to note is SOG did not add the protractor on this. So that's one of the features that they do proclaim on the Access as part of its features. So there will not be a protractor on this. So I don't think too many people will be disappointed. But anyway, is what it is. So why would you even want this multi-tool? Well, let's go ahead and bring in the Leatherman Wave and the rebar. From what I understand, this is around 8 ounces and the Leatherman Wave around 8.5 ounces. So they're going to be pretty close. The Powerplay is actually, it looks like just a tad longer, and it's definitely in profile, it's going to be taller or thicker as well. And then here we go, that profile. So one of the things we will not get is we won't get scissors. You will get, for some people, it's going to be a better bit driver than the Leatherman. Other people will love Leatherman's bit driver a lot more. So that's more up to you. Now, I think really the multi-tool this might be more in competition with is a Leatherman rebar just because of its tool set. So the Leatherman rebar in this, I forget which one. This one, I think I might have taken out some of the tools. But anyway, the Leatherman rebar's tool set is actually similar, a lot more similar to the Powerplay than the Leatherman Wave. So I think that might be more of a similar comparison. But the Leatherman rebar is obviously a lot lighter and a lot more pocketable. So again, why would you get the SOG Powerplay? Well, the reason is price. So if you're looking for a secondary tool to put in the tackle box, maybe put in the car, something to carry around, maybe for work, and you're not as afraid to lose it, the SOG Powerplay dependent, you can find used for around $30 or so. I found this one used for about $30. So that's going to be a lot cheaper than the rebar and even the Wave. And you may have to wait a while, but sometimes SOG multi-tools like this, you can get a pretty good discount on the used market. I believe the SOG Powerplay definitely has a lot of potential. I like the bit driver, and a lot of its tools, while not as good as Leatherman or maybe even Gerber, I do still feel like they're pretty good as at least a secondary tool, and I definitely have enjoyed my Power Access, which I actually carry a lot. I wish this had the pocket clip, but unfortunately it does not, but I feel like overall it is a pretty good tool. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.